Okay guys, welcome. How are you doing? Time to get started. As you can see, I have prepared already the canvas this time again, and yeah, a little bit late with all the preparations. Cat did some hiccups, so I had to shortly pay attention to him before I get started, so I still need to get my sketch. And I wanted to put a grid over this, just a basic one, to have a little bit more control of sizing and positioning, because that's important when you do logos, especially if you focus on geometric shapes. I didn't prepare myself for designing actually, so have everything pushed away if I would draw, but I need my mouse and keyboard when I design much more, so let me shortly adjust my workspace. Pushing stuff around. There we go. I'm ready. So, first things first, we will work on the grid. There should be an option to put the grid on. There we go. Now, next step is to make a rectangle. It's supposed to be wider than the other, and this should be alright. Maybe it's a bit big. I have to make 3 of them and a circle around it after all. We can and we can scale it probably better up than down. So I'm just trying to find a point where it snaps to the edges. Let's take the stroke away and give it a simple fill. This is just for reference, you could say. And positioning. Nope. Now we position this at the middle of it. There you go. Now we find the perfect distance. Wonderful. And go for the middle. Yes, this should be the same. There you go. A simple start. So this is the basic shape we're going to work with. I actually also need a circle. So let's start with the circle and then we can go into the detail. What we're gonna do today, just in case you wondered, this is gonna be a logo design I had in mind for my brother. Might want to go a tiny bit above that. Or we can adjust that later. I want to see how it works with the letters. Make it a different color. Maybe actually here I'm going with the stroke. Since the circle will be just a stroke. And then we put it into the back. So, to get a bit more into what we're doing right now, because I feel like I've been a bit too fadey. Today we're gonna make a wonderful logo design. This logo is going to be for my brother because he asked me if he could hire my service. So this is an official commission for a business that probably isn't what I usually would focus on, but You take what you can get, plus it's great practice. I love the design I came up with, and it's family. No, I probably would, at this point, not turn down much, because the fact that someone wants to work with me alone is already very exciting. Obviously, I want to focus more on people who work in the content creation and streaming business, or small business around gaming and such, because those are the people that have the similar interest in me, and that's what I'm most excited. Plus, I like to make very creative and flashy things, so normal business must be much more simpler, and I wouldn't say boring, but I guess you understand what I mean. I mean, look at the streamers logo, what they go for, and the general designs they have around, like the big ones that have good corporate design, good overall design quality. And then look as a company. Like the companies do good, great stuff. Like pay a lot of money to make it look good, but it's just so much different from the streaming world and the gaming world and all the industries that have formed around gaming. So obviously, I will work completely different with stuff like that. Like this logo also was completely different. I made different versions, which you usually should do if you do logo design and general design. Not settle for the first design. This is the first design I finished, but that was not my choice. I gave him 3 options and this is what he chose. You see, it's very simple. Yes, those are essential the baseline how the logo is gonna look. But that doesn't mean it can't be a great logo, because I incorporate everything that was important. There's currently the business is mostly around doing craft work and taking care of buildings. So renovation and modernization, doing helping in the garden, build setup, like more less like just taking care of a garden, but more building stuff for the garden and in the garden and making the base groundwork, or like building a little winter garden to build up. Probably also some flooring, like putting tiles in the ground. But it's really more focused on doing building and keeping stuff great and renovating them and that. So a lot of handwork. And that's why I wanted to make these squares, because they're stable. They were supposed to represent bricks, even though my brother won't build houses from the scratch. Um, Bricks are just so in line with everything that goes into renovation and uh, creation of house items. That sounds so weird. Sorry for the terrible explanation. But yeah, they can stand for walls, for bricks, and all that. And I wanted to have them layered above each other like bricks. But since the company itself is ASL 360, so 360 degree for 360 degree service, all inclusive, um, that's why the circle is there, to show that it is a all-rounded service. What a basic concept idea. So I obviously work with round things. My second design also had little lips around it. I personally like the second design most. That's why I put it also as second in the presentation. The best one always is the middle one. But he wanted it too simple so he can build on the business and maybe go a bit away from just doing the handiwork, you know? You never know where it goes, and he wanted the freedom, which I fully understand that he wanted that. So that's what we're gonna work today. Now let's get going, shall we? I gonna group the bricks and then see that I can block them, that I don't still want to work with them, but I don't wanna, like, I want the joints, but I don't want them to be actually usable. Because Could use the line tool, but I think I'd rather have rectangles. Doesn't really snap to the corners now. Does seem to work, but I want to be careful. Here we go. Now the next idea is all around building up a shape. The squares were just to make out the layout. The final idea is to have actually the letters in the shape, the ASL, and that's what we're gonna do today. Working out the logo. I probably will be done fast, which I'm not done mind, to be honest, to be done quicker today, but we can work ourselves up afterwards. Just make sure it's clean, yeah. So, kind of wanted probably, I don't know, maybe I want to lie on there or put it in perfect middle. Sometimes have it not in a perfect middle looks better, but I think this is best. Actually, I can select all of them. Deselect the circle. Should probably also lock the circle, just so it doesn't interact with us. And copy that. This way I have much less work. The S will need almost every single joint. And now we can just take those two for the L before we work with the S. There we go. Look a bit weird open. I found a worry that it might look open, so it's important to really keep the shape, that it's visible, that they have the same blocks. Anyway, I'm gonna use this now and join it. Like I said, it will be a quick work, as this is a simple project. We first want to merge those, because those will stay. Now, channel me, make the S right. You're now wondering, how can you make an S wrong? Well, I managed to make it look like a 2 in one of my sketches. So that's easier said than done. Yeah, you need just like the others to make that. Now we can, I said, oops. First you deselect, then you can select the only parts that you want to erase. And there we go, we have an S. Now it's really, really simple. You might collect both at the same time. It's not like they're interacting with each other anyway. There we go. It's just nice if it's one final shape in the end. I also want to work around with coloring and the 360. I probably take some chunky font too that mimics this one, but I don't mind having it round. This is just for so I could do the corners round there, but I don't want to lose too much of the break look. But that's the fun, trying out stuff. So now we have the letters. Let's just group them for simplicity. Now we ungroup those, so I can change the size of them evenly. Okay, this is a bit of a reference. I don't even need it for this one, but I want to have it so. Technically I can just do it in a different way. I don't know why it opened that. Press go back. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to copy this one. Make it a bit darker. Join it to the same insert. Now we just going to make it grow evenly. Yeah, that's about right. Perfect. I could do with the S, but it's completely unnecessary for the S, let's be honest. I really don't need you. The library tab is good when I want to decide on the colors or something, but for this, no. Let's lock the backdrops. We can actually also make them invisible. Unlock the circle. Now comes the real fun part. I actually probably want to group that and just make a copy of it. That way I have it saved. I'm also wondering if I should make the circle bigger. I think I copied the wrong thing. Oops. Circle save. And you can go. I don't need you. I said you can go. Thank you. Now for this. I probably will adjust the circle size. I have the other letters so much bigger. I think a bigger line actually might look nice too. Having around the same size as the inner part would be cool. Yeah, looks about right. There we go. Now we can go for what I was planning on doing. Actually, put this here. Delete this one. Make this my circle safe. I wasn't sure if I liked the big round, so I just didn't want it to have it yet interactable. Now we can do what we just did with the letters. Oops. First select, then change. That's the one thing I forgot. It doesn't work with lines. That's okay, we can fix that. Could you undo? Thank you. We'll lock that. So, what we're gonna do is make sure we just copy it enough. Yeah. Now we just copy this, because why wouldn't we? Doesn't need a stroke. Yeah, we can actually also see if it fits with the other pencil. I put the stroke out. This way we at least see that it does fit. Wait, what this was doing. There we go. There we go. Now we have the circle and it is perfectly fine. Put also in black. You put it also in black. We undo this. Erase the circle. No! I almost deleted my circle. And put this actually in the group. Now we just erase everything else. Now, should we have a bigger distance? Maybe. Maybe we should. That's an easy fix. Let's just ungroup this for now. Ungroup. Easier way is to just insert this. Need the bottom rectangle. Don't you guys have a mixed middle? I'm kind of not happy how this looks, so let's go a little bit back. Okay. There we go. We ungroup this. Now we take this and just expand it enough. Why doesn't it not click anymore? It's as if I accidentally put it out. Snap to point. Doesn't seem to snap to any points anymore. I don't like this. Because I need it to snap so I can better proportion it. Let me surely save down. Yes, on my computer, nowhere else. I don't know why it doesn't snap though. Hmm. No. Let's just fix it by trying. Yes, I want to save the changes, whatever. Illustrator doesn't work, just reset it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now it's opening. It's just on my main screen, so it shows the I'm opening screen on somewhere else. Doesn't even snap to the center. Why is it not snapping? I need you to snap to something. Otherwise my entire design will be flawed. Can't stand that. Okay, looks like we have to do it with the old-fashioned way. Just very gently moving in. Guess this has to work. Still so sad it doesn't snap anymore. Oops. So I did, when it didn't work now, the weird thing first making the pushing this and so is because I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Cancel. Data recovery says that, yeah, I don't care. I'm taking care of myself. There we go. It does look better though with a further distance. It's just further here than there because I couldn't angle, and this is frustrating me. Let's just try to fix it by making a perfect triangle in between. So this is the exact distance we have here. And if we pull it up here, you can see it probably covers it a bit, which is why I collect both. Yeah. There we go. Now it's a bit better. In the open spaces you don't notice it that much. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, perfect like there. But you really notice it with those. So I had to make sure. Could put this more down, but it would look weirder if I had it continued than going into an open space like here. I feel like it better preserves the block space. There we go. We have a logo. Wonderful. Let's just take all that. Actually, let's take those. and ungroup them and just make a group of everything. Didn't move right there, right? Okay. I don't know, I had a weird symbol. It looked like it was moving. And there we go. I don't know why it doesn't click anymore, snap, however. But we have the main logo. Pets on the pack. It was the quickest creation we did. And it took me so much more to come up with that. Way longer. I did so many sketches. Like, I was like, okay, you want to make it look serious. How are you gonna do it? Let's look for symbols that they usually use. So I googled icons for every single field. That he wanted to cover for now. Like the different areas where he wanted to help. It's all in the niche of in the house and next to the house, but he gave me different examples like renovation, building up furniture, doing garden construction stuff, and a few other. So I looked them all up. What icons will pop up? Made a huge list of icons that contained both shapes and objects. And then I thought about stuff like also 360. How can I put that? Like, put walls in the way or not? How to put circles or ellipse around it? And all this kind of stuff. Until I came up with that one. Then I came up with a few more. I also have one where it's just the letters and this ellipse around it, but they are very similar because ASL isn't the first time someone uses this shortage. It's easy to have it used again if it's just 3 letters after all. So that would have been too much the same. I personally like my idea where it's a drill with the ellipse around and the ellipse has like a arrow pointing that looks like a drill head, because you can use the drills in general, the tool how it looks for drilling and screwing. So it's a really functional tool for everything he mentioned. But as already mentioned earlier, he's probably moving away from that, so at some point at least. So I didn't want it to have it too much the same. So now that we have that, let's focus on the text. Actually, we have still to make 2 versions of that. So what I would do is, for now, I don't know, the grid looks a bit annoying. But if it doesn't snap, I might need the grid again. First, I want to work actually with dartboards. Just make this a bit smaller as this is the main logo. And there's a few things we want to work out now from this point. One will be color, the other will be how to place the 360 around. Like, I wasn't sure if I really want this to be just the 360 on it or not. Personally, I was worried that if I put just 360 next to it, it might lose the readability, which will be bad. But on the other hand, he might wonders why would should we do extras if it's readable. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We try different versions. One where we put 360 just next to it, and I want to make one where it's just underneath each other. So this should work. It looks like a weird comic panel. Use the group, copy it here. I might need more space. Why make it smaller? Important is that we don't lose the scaling. So, let's get started with the most normal idea. Just press 360 next to it. I love the idea that it's smaller, but that's a bit too small. So let's just take the most default bigger option and let's look a bit onto things. I want to use a simple font he can use too. That way it's a bit nicer for using it. So I should look into fonts he might have access to. Which can be a bit difficult. I like that one actually. There's the round corners though. Should be either completely round or I don't want to use Arial. Arial sounds meh. And if so, when a bold version. I don't know. I could cut it a bit. I know Calibri is more popular in the office in general. I feel like Calibri doesn't work the way I want. No. It's too round. So I have to find something that works with everything. God. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm opening up a Word document. It's not gonna be perfect, but at least I have a bit more of a feeling on what fonts I actually can use. And how they would look. Because he will have two users probably on invoices and here and there in payments, and it should look nice with an invoice. So that's why I'm so intense on making sure it's something I can use. Oh, ASL. I said L. And since you don't see my word because it's a bit of a naggle, I won't be able to make it visible for you all the time, so I figured why even try hard in the first place. Let's make the font a bit bigger. God, format's too much down. So, let's just see what we find. First of all, let's filter a bit. I want the sans serif without, obviously, maybe even monospace, but I guess I just go for sans serif. Should be not too high. Extended width, that would be nice. The weight can low. The X height should be regular and low contrast. Uppercase and lowercase letters, only capitals, I don't care. Oh, this is important. I don't want the numbers to jungle like that, especially since we only have jungles. No result found. Wow. Let's take a few things out. Perfect. This is the most important after all. Yeah, Arial is a bit too high, I think. It's the main issue. This one is better, but not perfect. I think this has a cleaner look, centric, gothic. Is there a bold version? Nice. I don't like it, but it's something I can go into the direction of. Let's just put it down here for saving. It was not the reason why I had made that, but it's a nice extra. This is one of the reasons why I don't like doing design stuff on stream that much, because I feel like it's just me watching me finding stuff I like. I hope there would be. I thought it would take maybe a little longer, to be honest. I mean, it was a simple logo design. It's easy to do, and it's good in this ways. Okay, I need to try if I'm more than just a 6 facing upwards. I like the idea of having it at least a bit less rounded. Do you have a wall version? Yeah, and this looks nice. actually. I like this one a bit more. So there was under T. Well, this one could be nice. I don't mind if it has a bit of weird crooked line. So we were already at the bottom, but they had different versions. This is a bit too much put together. Adena is good for screen, but I think I like this one the most. Oh, it has something. It works well with the lettering. I probably won't go for extra bold. More for a regular one. Because I want to scale a bit more. Ooh, no. Always respect the lettering. It still doesn't snap. I hate it. I don't know what I did to make it unsnap. What I'm gonna do is I change the fill to something that is visible and maybe align it with the lettering. I think that's the best way to make it look good. I mean, now I could obviously also make. I might want to go into this ring. If it was centered, I could just easily do that. But it doesn't want to center. It has a thinner line than the other, but that's okay. You try out bold. Now on bold it gets a bigger line. Should be semi-bold if you ask me. I mean, we could work around that by making like an outline. But I don't want to push it too much. Just a tiny bit bigger. Make it actually fit more. Yeah. It doesn't really go much to the edges anyway. So, now having that in, you know, perfect center, it will look great. Maybe not that close. More like this. But that could be a logo. Obviously, it said I want to try different things, so we're gonna do that. First try is gonna be oh, I'm not sure if I liking that. I can adjust the A, but that is pointy. Very even pointing the S is a bit weird. So what I want to do though is make it big. And the logo next to it compare it as small. Bit like that, but this looks like near a breathing room. I also think having those separated looks better. I don't know if you have it like that. It just looks like a bit more. Really not happy how the font looks. This one was my second guess. ASO. No, I'm not sure if I like this either. I mean, a point can be nice. Yes, I'm just so used to seeing the L so wide. What we're gonna do is we just copy both here and just rearrange it. So wish I could snap things. There must be a way to do it. Point. Snap to pixel maybe? No. It's so weird. It must be something I accidentally turned off. Oh well. Guess I just need to keep working on a PI side. For this I actually can use a grid though. Show grid. Maybe it works when I make snap to grid. It's not perfect, but at least it snaps to something. So those are the two main ways on how to display things. Yeah, I don't like having it snapping to grids. It helped me center it, but yeah. This one is already regular, right? There's no light. Yep. Okay, so those are the three versions I made. In some way. Or another. I mean, I think this might really be the best version to show it. I think this has opportunity and this is just, it looks clunky. Let's be honest, it looks really, really clunky. Giving this a hard no. Yeah. I show him all three versions, but this gets a big no. So let's just work things out. This is how he wants, this is what I had in mind, and this is just down. Now I want to copy this a bit. Yeah, please don't move the hidden items, I don't need them. So we make 4 versions just for some coloring extras. Oh, the first thing we're gonna do, very simple, we put this to white. And we take this, make it black. I said black. And arrange to the back. There we go. I mean, he will use a Merlin print, so he won't have much of this negative display, but it's always good to see it in negative. I just want to broaden his horizon. Now let's cut this a bit down to the actual workspace. Just to make it look a bit nicer. Next, we will work with coloring. No. I was just thinking in my head a bit, but no. I actually can select stuff in a group, so that's nice. He had a specific request for green, grayish, and blue. So we will work with the minimum amount of color to make this look nice. I want a simple green. That's too... I want a simple green. One that strikes out. Like, it shouldn't be too strong, but it can have a nice blue touch actually. Maybe a tiny bit more greenish. Yeah, I think I like this one. Green is such a positive color, so it's always good to work with green. And for this we use a gray. I want to use a dark gray though. I like grays that goes to a bit of a blue side. Okay, maybe just center this a bit more. So we're working things out like that. Let's just try to gray this. I'm more used to using Photoshop, not gonna lie. I like this one though. I would like to have it a bit brighter. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna handle this. Maybe just +5 on all. So 83, 86, and 97. That's how I want to look in grey blue. Now for a little brighter display. We didn't lose anything by using those colors anyway. Now we use bright green, because maybe he wants bright green. So I select this one. I like it when it's too colorful because that might look cheap. And this in a brighter gray. So we start with a brighter gray. Tiny bit darker. And like I said, I just prefer having a small hint of blue in my gray. Blue also works nice with the green. So we have this one and this one. You also wanted like blue, like green, blue, gray. Green is the main color, blue and gray as secondary colors. So what I also could do is make like a gradient. Let's just copy it a few more times. Could really just snap, you know. Next, we go into this group again. I want the gray to be a bit darker. Alright, we just do the same we did earlier, but -10. So 116, 118, 136. Yeah. What I want to do is I want to slightly adjust the coloring to a darker color. So we make like a teal one. And now we take this and make it blue. Bright green now doesn't fit. I think I need to make this just a bit brighter. And this a bit darker. There we go. This just needs to be more green. Yeah, ASL. Maybe more like that. It just feels so weird because it's either too blue or too green. Yeah, maybe more like that. So this is version number 2. The next one is actually green text, blue lines. And put the gray maybe only for the text. So in here, those. Personally, I like the tiny blue flare in it, so we'll darken it a bit. I will work out some colors more when I know what he wants to go for. Like, I need to make sure the colors look nice on print, which will be the next step. Choosing colors that will look really nice on print. Now we go here, choose a nice blue. Like this, make it darker because it's too bright in my opinion. How like that? I mean, green blue is nothing new, but it has a nice look. I actually want to copy this and put it on a way like that. So I probably would just copy this one down here and show him how this could essentially benefit. I think the easiest way is to just ungroup this. Let's be honest. Ungroup. Choose the layers I want to benefit. Eyedropping tool. Choose new layers. Eyedropping tool. Take this, and now take my favorite gray. You have bright gray, middle gray, and dark gray. You can try them all. I'll tend to a more darker one, but I think this looks more intentional than this one. Though I like this one more. Let's just make it twice. We just move it up. Move this here. Go back here and make this one the darker color, a brighter color, because it's so nice next to it. There we go. Some color variations. I could make another negative one, but like I said, I just wanted to have this. Maybe I do make one negative one. Just for funsies. So we ungroup this so we can easily select some coloring. Here I need to work with the brighter gray though. Actually, let's do different colors. Just so we can see how they how they feel on the background. It will be very colorful, but it will also convey what I want most. So we take a light gray, and we take the blue. It just gives a feeling on how the colors look on a darker background. And that's important. Obviously, the more you work around this, you can use negative space to your effort. But yeah. You should probably also make one with a gray background and just green. You will tell I have a lot of fun with it. Wait, it snaps! It snaps! Why does it snap again? Why? Why now? What did I change? What did I do? Why are you mocking me? I don't get that. I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy. I just don't get why. I just think you need to stay white here and then ungroup it. Maybe use a blue. Just maybe. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't put a dark green on the background because it will look intrusive. You know what? Let's just make another one. Let's make it snap. Maybe we should expand to another dimension. Just to make it the best visual option. You show them how the green and blue will look on it. Now there's a lot of options. There we go. Next part will be to wrap it all up in a presentational mode. But I want to have a nice presentational mode, let's say it like that. I'm not sure how I best do that. Definitely did a lot of different coloring and I like how it looks. It really grows on me even more when you bring some life to it with coloring. I hope you guys enjoy the logo too. Who knows, maybe you're gonna see it in use someday. At least if you live in Germany. Because there's absolutely no way my boyfriend and my brother won't person, my brother, will ever expand outside of Germany since his job is so much reliant on him being present. So, it will be already rare for him to leave the state. Probably will stay in the state. Not even in old Germany, but rather just in the state. So if you're from North Rhine-Westphalia, you might see this logo at some point if you need someone to work with your house stuff. And if you watch this and look for someone, I'm hoping I might have made you look up the name ASL 360. No credentials yet given. I was wondering if I should ask for them and put them in like GmbH. You understand when you're German. That I mean every country has it, like something that is put like LTD behind the name that shows their official form as they're registered. And then if you're registered as some sort of company type, you need to put the credentials behind your name. I think you even must do it, like it's a must do. So yeah, I might need to make another version with that too, just to be sure. Then again, companies like Coca-Cola, they have those too. They just don't put it on their logo name. So if they're right in their name, they have to put it, but they don't put it on the logo for obvious reasons, which is the same as I'm probably going to do here. Not on the logo, but when he writes a letter and he addresses himself in some sort, because you always write from where comes the letter, he has to write all their credentials. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of those two. I still think writing it out has its place, but this does work too. Let's be honest, this does work. I might put the 360 actually a bit closer. Does it snap now? Oops. It snaps. Maybe I was confused because I had so many snapping points, but even that shouldn't work. I'm just happy. Yeah, I think a bit closer is important. So let's put a bit closer here too. And here too. So much better. So, I will save this and wrap everything up privately. This was all we did today. I know it was a short stream, but we did a lot. We finished that and had a lot of trying out. So, if you guys actually interested in doing stuff like that, you see what kind of thought process goes behind that. Like I always saw people working with this kind of stuff for some designs and even work on it, and do art boards and change stuff up. I'm still not sure of the final colors. Probably will make. I also want to make a print test. As said, the colors will be printed out a lot. He will do it on his invoice. That was the main reason why he wrote me recently. He told me, yeah, I want to put it on my invoice, so I soon need to write them. I didn't want to distress you, and I don't want to stress you yet right now, but just so that you know, actually have some clients coming up. I need them for the invoice. So yeah. That's why I need to test. Like, gray is no issue. You can do gray. If it's not the perfect type of gray, nobody will notice. Nobody will care. But if it goes for the green and for the blue, it needs to look well on the printed version. So I will probably print out a few colors. You also can change the color mode to CMYK, which is the printing color mode. And that will help me too. I don't often plan print, because most of stuff I do is digitally and stays digitally. Nobody prints overlay. Why would they? I mean, you can print emotes. I did printing of emotes, but it's secondary and they do look fine. Well, it works. It's a bit harder anyway. But when you do design, always remember to have the final product in mind. Is it more print or is it more digital? Because definitely the colors will lose on value. There's no way to stay as vibrant as they do And yeah. Anyway, that's that. I think like the brighter one. I still want to go for that. If it was written out like that, I would insist on the darker gray. Just saying, because this bright gray for the font, it will look terrible. I mean, I write it out to make it easier to read, not to unnecessarily reduce the contrast to read it. That would be stupid. I like the green and blue, just stepping back and looking at it, but not on a gray background. Definitely not on a gray background. On a black background, on the other hand, it can look nice. I would go for the brighter green though. I will push for that then. So, this is then my streaming for today and the week. I actually have finished the time lapse of my first stream. That will be posted tomorrow, so I want also get into video content, obvious. And I have a nice idea for the video for next week, so that I build up a little bit of momentum for using my streams as a base for creating videos for you and all. I don't know, I feel like there's still so much I was thinking I could talk about. Now I want to talk about that, but we're at the end, so I don't hold you up. I will just end the stream here soon after I say my little last bit, and we'll talk with the rest next week. We have so much going on next week. Not just that Pokemon comes out, and we'll probably make like a Pokemon marathon. I kind of want to just play and stream all weekend, like non-stop. Who needs break? Who needs sleep or food? That's unnecessary. I need to channel that. I mean, it's not like I'm having here much views on my streams currently, but I do want to abuse everything I can. So I will ask my supervisor, aka my boyfriend, for his opinions on everything. Because I'm scared to make choices. And he helps me. Even if he disagrees with my ideal choice, and I still do my ideal choice, it helped talking about it because I get a second opinion, and it maybe makes me do my choice, but different. So, thank you for being here. I will see you next week. I have 4 free days, so 4 days I will stream. Probably 5 because Pokemon comes out on Friday and I work on Friday. And I will stream on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and will be all Pokemon. If I make a longer stream, I might do some stuff, but it will all follow in social. And next week on my other streams, my creative streams. So 2 creative streams, like every week, plus Pokemon. I have no idea how I ended up with only 3 days working a week. That is so crazy. And I didn't ask for it. I didn't. I was like, middle of last month, wondering if I actually have free time around Pokemon release, because the last 2 releases I actually worked next to the streams, and it was so tedious when I streamed that on Twitch. And yeah, I'm free. Woohoo! Now I can stream all I want, enjoying my cute cat running after me. Anyway, I say anyway all the time because I know I should wrap this up. Sorry for all the talking. See you next week. Like I said, a lot of streaming is coming, some videos, and a lot of video editing learning for me. I really need to get better in Premiere Pro soon. And well, that's it then. Goodbye. Enjoy this cute logos while I'm still saying